was what was happening during this time. So I'm like, should I cut it short because it's just going to be like a quick lighting of a candle and I only play like one verse and I'm done, or am I playing the whole thing, or is it even longer? Like, should I go into like Freebird in the middle? so I'm like, but he doesn't tell me. Sure enough, I get up to the mic, I start playing the song. Well, the thing that I was doing was kind of a lighting candle thing, and so, you know, a couple people come, they light the candles, and then it's done, and I'm not even through the first verse yet. So I'm like, oh, this is so bad, and he should have told me this. Now I'm thinking, like, should I cut it short? Should it be like a shorter version where it's like, and they got me. Like, it's the weirdest song ever. Half a verse and then they got married, apparently. But so that's what I'm thinking about. I'm like, maybe I should just end the thing early, but I'm like really looking at my buddy. He's not giving me like the evil eye. I'm looking at his mom. She's cool. Looking at the bride's mom. There's a kind of older gentleman who keeps winking at me right here. Distracting me. He apparently heard the audio from this show. But so I keep playing the song. I'm like, well, I mean, nobody's giving me like, I'm waiting for his mom to stand up and be like, that's not happening. So I keep playing. Well, there's kind of some quiet, everybody's just kind of listening. I'm thinking, well, this isn't that bad. Well, then the back door's open, and here comes the bridesmaids. And I'm like, I know I'm not supposed to be playing right now. Not anything I'm sure about, but this is wrong. Nobody's coming up to the piano, there's a cello, nobody's coming up, so I'm like, well, I'm just going to keep going. And at that moment, I was like, well, maybe I should play like a song that everybody would know, because I'm sure there's people in the crowd that have no clue, so I'm thinking like, wherever you go, whatever you do, I will be. But the thing is, I only know that line in that song. Legitimately, at this point in my life, the only other song I knew was... I was like, I know that's not right. So I keep playing my song. Like, that's all I'm going to do. I keep playing it. And I'm just kind of like, again, nobody's... This weird guy's kind of creeping me out a little more. He's moved closer. And but I keep playing the song, keep playing. Well, the door's shut. I know what's going to happen next. And I'm like... Well, I'm committed at this point, so I'm just going to play through. Nobody's coming up to relieve me. Piano, pitcher, whatever it was. And so the back door thing, that was a joke for me and the three people who got that. The back door's open, and sure enough, here comes the bride, and I'm in like the bridge of the song. Well, a funny thing happened that I didn't foresee. She starts getting really emotional because I wrote this song for my wife before we got married, so it's like a wedding song, And so I, like an idiot, hadn't thought of this. She gets emotional. My friend gets emotional, then I get emotional. Like I've never heard these lyrics before. I'm up there like, and there's nothing. You think a guy crying is bad, and then a guy crying on a mic is bad? I had a guy singing and crying on a mic. His song, the worst combination possible. Right there. So I'm fighting through, they're crying, I'm crying. No, he's finally stopped winking because he's crying. Sure enough, I power through, get done with the song, join my buddy, I'm standing next to him waiting for him to get the light. Doesn't never do it. Wedding ends, So beautiful, beautiful wedding. And I kind of get out of the way because I'm like, man, I know I've botched that. He's going to be pissed, So I kind of like give him some room. He kind of walks over to me afterwards, and I'm just clenching him like, dude, if he hits it, just go down. You don't put a guy back on his wedding day. I know that for sure. But he gives me this huge hug, and he's like, that was exactly what we wanted. It was so beautiful. Thank you for doing it. And I was like, I didn't mess that up. He's like, no, man, it was awesome, except for that one little part with Sweet Home in the middle. And I was like, really? So that was all good? He's like, yeah. And I was like, that's so, well, you didn't tell me. He's like, yeah, I know. I was like, what do you mean, yeah, He's like, well, we knew if we told you, you wouldn't do it. And I was like, oh, really? And then I hit him really quickly, and he has a wooden nose, which is why I got my best friend's Pinocchio. It's a long story. But this is that song. This is a song called